Greetings, friendos, and welcome back to the Oxlayer. For today's particular video, we're going to be doing another fang-sized review. And for this one, I have managed to track down the third of the Spooky Marshmallow having Kellogg's cereals. As you may recall, the last couple of these cereal reviews I did involved, what was it, the spooky Fruit Loops with marshmallows and the chocolate frosted flakes. And if you recall the last one I did, I have made mention of the fact that I was unable to find the Applejacks in this particular little series of spooky marshmallow having cereals. Well, spoiler alert if you weren't alerted by the title of the video down below, I finally found them. Yes, I finally tracked down a box of the Applejacks with the spooky marshmallows that have Wednesday on the cover. And if you recall, the chocolate frosted flakes had Lurch on the cover, and the Fruit Loops with spooky marshmallows had Cousin It. And then we have, as previously stated, Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Anyways, so let's get on with the review, shall we? Alright, looking over the box, it seems that I was correct in assuming that the back of all three of these different boxes have the same basic gimmick. It's a whodunit. And the whodunit is basically someone has been eating the cereal of the other mascots. And who could it have been? And of course using the clues highlighted by the little flashlight beams to let us know who it was and to look at the clues to give us greater range of thought as to who it could have been. So, I did this with the Frosted Flakes, I believe. So if you want to see the reveal of who did what in what room with what cereal, feel free to go back and take a look at the Chocolate Frosted Flakes review right up there. And of course, each box comes with a code for getting the digital download of the first computer-animated Addams Family movie. And there's the directions on how to do it, accompanied with an image of Thing doing the iconic... Okay, so I've shown you the back of the box, and I just realized they have Frankenstein's monster wearing a hoodie. It's strange to me. Right there. Do you see him next to the ghost wearing headphones? Regardless, yes, getting on to the rest of the box. On the bottom, there's not really a whole lot going on there. Nor is there a whole lot going on with the top of the box. Just has the sell-by date, the name of the cereal, and so on. And on this side of the box, this gives you the basic rundown of the game, the whodunit on the back of the box, and how to figure it out. And it also gives you the 3 jokes, which I have come to realize all 3 boxes have the same 3 jokes on them, which is why, for the last 2 boxes, I only read 1 joke each, and I've saved this bottom joke for the Applejacks box. Now, before I go giving my overall rating, my review of the box itself, my score, as it were, let's get into the most horrifying thing of all for people over 30 years old. The calories. So according to the nutrition facts labelled right here on the side of the box, each box contains roughly 13 servings per container, and each serving is 1 1/3 cup or 39 grams. And the calories for that 1 1/3 cup or 39 gram serving of just the cereal by itself, no milk added, is 150 calories. And then when you add 3/4 of a cup of skim milk, I've said it time and again, but I'll say it again, we use whole milk around here, so for yours, Ghoulie, that count is going to be off just a little bit. But for 3/4 of a cup of skim milk, that's 210 calories. That adds a whole 60 calories to the cereal. Now then, going on to the review, and as stated in every one of these reviews, I will go ahead and spoil it for you that we have a system that starts with the number 5, right over here next to my little ghost friend with the pumpkin head. And we go up and down dependent on certain factors. So starting with that 5, we take a look at the front of the box and we see that they have turned cinnamon, and I don't think they ever gave the apple a real name. Because, I mean, cinnamon, that's just cinnamon with a slight Jamaican accent. But the apple, I don't know. Let me take a look at the side of the box. It mentions all the people who might have been involved in the whodunit, and it might tell us what his name is. Suspects: Tony, aka Tony the Tiger, Toucan Sam, and Cinnamon. For goodness sakes. I mean, he's actually included in the whodunit. He's coming out of the sarcophagus over here. But just because Cinnamon is Diwinaman, he gets top billing and they don't mention the apple. Okay, so we'll just call him Apple. No, we'll call him Applefred. Get it? Like Alfred, but with an apple? But with an apple? Oh my god. Okay. So Cinnamon and Applefred are on the cover, and they have been both turned into ghosts with the spooky little spectral tails coming off the ends in place of legs. And then, of course, we get introduced to the same 3 marshmallows that we've seen with the other 2 Spooshky Marshmallow cereals. And, of course, we get a nice close-up shot of the cereal in the bowl. And I will admit, that cereal bowl looks more like it should come from the Flintstones than the Addams Family. But that could just be a little nitpick. You know, like, that could just be me. I just don't picture the Addams eating out of stoneware from, like, the Stone Age. Regardless. And I have to say that Wednesday, she absolutely looks unimpressed with everything. Just completely unimpressed. She looks like what a Wednesday feels like most days. Okay, so again, starting with that 5 that we usually start off with, I'm going to give this cereal box, and again, I have to say this, I know I gave the chocolate frosted flakes a pretty high score. These other 2, since they have the same gimmick, that score drops with each successive box. Because they could have done something different with these. They could have, like, you know, given a different joke on the side. Or they could have, you know, just changed up the whodunit on the back. It could be all 3 boxes contain clues to figure out the whole, you know, the whole story, the whole shebang. But no. They're just like, let's just make it really easy for those little goblins who want to eat this sugar-coated cereal. I understand cereal is for children most of the time, which is the reason why they keep trying to make it fun and entertaining. But for the adults who actually still partake in cereal, that gets a bit old and repetitive pretty darn quickly. So I'm going to say, as much as I like Wednesday Addams as a character, I've not actually seen either of these animated movies, so I don't know if she's still the Wednesday that I know from the TV series, the cartoon, or if she's more like the Wednesday Addams from the films, with the late, great Raul Julia as Gomez Adams, and Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester. I don't know where I was going with that, but regardless, I'm giving the box a 6. I want to give it a higher score, but the only reason why it gets a 6 is because Wednesday is on the front. Alright, so, moving on to the actual opening of the box. Just put it on the table here so you all can see, even though that puts me in shadow and makes me more creepalicious. Good God, why? Why do I open my mouth sometimes? Why? Okay, so the box itself has been opened. Now we're about to open the bag. Come on, come on, don't be the first of the 3 bags to rip. Just open, it ripped. Just open. Ah, okay, yes, yes. We're getting there. Want to make sure this side of the bag is completely open. Don't want any cereal getting stuck on the way out. Alright, now for that first whiff. Yep, it's got the usual kind of Applejacks faint apple cinnamon aroma to it. Not quite the same aroma as if you had like one of those little cups of applesauce with the cinnamon and you cracked that open, because obviously that's more of a fresh aroma. But a very muted version of that is what you get when you open this stuff. Okay, so now that the box has been opened, the cereal has been smelled and partially viewed. Let's go ahead and pull out the handy dandy cereal cup mug. Along with the spoon, because I'm not going to be drinking this stuff, I'm going to be eating it. And along with that, we now fill it, at least partially, with the cereal. That should be enough. Just enough to get a nice sampling of what we're in for with the rest of the box. And we roll down the bag. We seal up the box. And we put it on the floor. Aha. Okay. Now we take our cup of milk and we set it aside because I'm jumping ahead of myself. I haven't even tasted the cereal straight out of the box. Goodness, I'm off my game today. Okay, so starting off, we get a couple of the Applejacks, and obviously it's just your same stereotypical orange and green apples. And then of course we get the same spooky marshmallows that we got with the other 2 boxes. Even so, it is my due diligence to dig at least an example of one of each out of the cup, so that we can get a look at them and see if they are actually the same across all the boxes. Spoilers, they are. They absolutely are. Although that first box we had a white Frankenstein's head, and this one they all appear to be the same green color, so I'm going to throw back that second one I just picked up. Okay, so as seen on the front of the box, we have the little purple Count Chocula bats. We have the little ghosties. And we have the Frankenstein heads. Or should I say Frankenstein's monsters head. So without further delay, let's do the usual, and we'll take a taste of everything as it sits unrehydrated with the milk. So, the green piece, it tastes alright. The orange piece, that's where the cinnamon flavour comes from. So there is actually a difference between the green ones and the orange ones. I did not know that. Okay, and now for the bats. It tastes like a purple bat. whatever that reads to you. The Frankenstein monster head. These all taste like your standard cereal marshmallows. There's nothing really too wild and out there about them. And the ghost. Okay. The cereal by itself, without milk, the marshmallows, the cereal bits, it all still tastes relatively good. So now, let's see if adding milk improves or detracts from that flavor. Haha. Okay. The milk has been added. We stir the milk and cereal together a little bit. And now we've got to get a few more marshmallows than that. Come on. Come on, you pesky marshmallows. Get on the spoon. There we go. And here's the cereal with milk. To your health, ladies and gentlemen. It's not bad. It's your typical Applejacks. If you've ever had a bowl of Applejacks and you like it, you will like this. And if you ever wished the Applejacks was just a little bit sweeter and had like marshmallows in it, then bada boom, there you go. It's Applejacks with marshmallows, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say, I like it. I do in fact like this particular combination. As a matter of fact, give me just one moment. And I know I dance horribly. My dancing hasn't gotten any better since Freddy dancing to I'm a Dude, as evidenced right here. God, that takes me back. Whew. Okay, so when it comes to the cereal itself, I'm going to give the Applejacks Addams Family 2 themed with Spooky marshmallows. That is going to get an 8 for the cereal flavor. It's a bit of a pun, you know, because I ate it, but it is also a good cereal. So we take the number for the box, which I believe was a 6. We take the number for the cereal, which I just said was an 8. We put them together, and what have you got? 14. The Applejacks Oktoberfest official fang size score is 14. With that said, ladies, gentlemen, boys, ghouls, and all other macabre manner of being, thank you so much for coming back and watching another one of my videos. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and click that little pumpkin that just popped up here at the end, if you would like to subscribe. And with all of that spookaliciousness out of the way, this is your ghoul host, Oktoberfest, telling you... I almost forgot the joke. Telling you, do monsters eat cereal with their fingers? No, they eat the fingers separately.